What is going on, everybody? Pete Simonetti here for NYY News. The offseason is here, as you guys know, and man, oh man, shortstop is the position that everybody's talking about. From your beat writers to your mainstream reporters to your YouTube content creators to fans to bandwagon fans, and right smack dab in the middle of that are our beloved New York Yankees. Who are they going to go for? You know, the mainstream guys say it is Correa or it's Seager. That is what everybody believes right now. So I'm not going to talk much about Corey Seager today because I definitely want to hit on Carlos Correa, and I also want to hit on a rumor, so to say, or news I have been told by 3 different people now. And, you know, we'll get to that towards the end. Let's right now focus on Carlos Correa and a little bit. I'll start off with Corey Seager a little bit. We know the pluses on Corey Seager, right? World Series champion, bats left-handed, makes a lot of contact, overall a good player. We know he's not the greatest defender at shortstop. The Yankees believe they could move him over to third base. He could play well there. And, you don't want that middle infield defense to be in Gleyber Torres and Corey Seager. It's not going to be the best up the middle in baseball, no doubt about that. But, again, he got the accolades, right? He got the World Series title. He seems like he's a winner. He's a good ball player, good teammate, all those good things we hear about Corey Seager. Carlos Correa. And by the way, before I jump any further on that one, I'd be happy with Seager. I wouldn't be upset about him. Most, I believe, Passan, Rosenthal, Olney, I think they all believe that Seager, Sherman, is going to be a Yankee. They feel like that's the guy they eventually go for. Carlos Correa. I like the player. I love the player. I tell you off the bat, one of the things I love most about Carlos Correa is he's edgy. He has an attitude. The Yankees need a little edginess. I talked about it when I said about them getting Robbie Ray. He's a bulldog. He'll go out there, go after you if he needs to, talk a little bit if he has to. You know, the Yankees need that type of edge. Aaron Judge, isn't really hated by other people. He's not really the enemy. He tried to do something sometimes with the boombox and all that. Didn't really pay off or work out too well. But Aaron Judge doesn't come across at all as the enemy. He doesn't have that persona about him. Now, Correa, on the other hand, people are going to hate him. You know what I mean? And if he's on the Yankees, they're going to hate us. They're going to hate us. They're going to hate that we got this guy. And I know fans right away are going to bring up, well, he cheated and the team cheated and the Astros did this. Correa said that. Correa's had some comments about Derek Jeter recently, or whenever it was, that saying that, he didn't deserve those gold gloves and things like that. But, Brian Cashman agrees with him. Brian Cashman had a lot of shit things to say about Jeter towards the end of his career during those negotiations. So, I mean, hey, it is what it is. I mean, people could say what they want. They can have their opinions. But we know what Correa does good, right? He's a great defensive shortstop. Platinum Glove winner, terrific overall. Does everything well on the field. Flashy, does it all. Makes the easy plays, makes the hard plays. He's the best defensive shortstop of the crop that's available. Great arm, great glove. Again, everything there checks out as an A+. Great bat, big postseason hitter. We know that. We've seen that time and time again. Edgy, to me, is a pro. Some people see it as a con. I see it as a major pro for this ball club. Cons, I guess kind of what you hear. I guess a lot of the fan base, they said, oh, Aaron Judge doesn't want him here. And come on. Brian Cashman isn't doing his job if that's even in his consideration. Got to improve the ball club. Simple as that. So for me, as I said before, with Corey Seager, I like him a lot. I also like Carlos Correa. No problem with either one of those guys signing with the Yankees. I'd have no problem at all. We know it's going to take a lot of money. Most people project $300 plus for the both of them. And we'll see how those negotiations go. From what I hear, I've had a lot of people tell me that they feel that it is also going to be Correa or Seager, that those are the two the Yankees are truly going after hard. Now, I talk to, on a weekly basis, when I started, it was about 3. Now it's about 5 or 6 guys who I trust, who have given me good information. There's 3 of them who I truly trust. One of them's a newer one who is who's a friend, who's really good. He knows his shit, basically. Been there and done that, too. So, 3 of these people have told me this. 3 of them have flat out told me Hal Steinbrenner is not going to sign another $300 million deal. We'll see where that goes. But I've had 3 people tell me the same exact thing. He will not sign a $300+ million contract knowing that he wants Aaron Judge to stay a Yankee. He wants Aaron Judge to stay a Yankee. And he's not going to lock somebody in for $300+ million. Those 3 other people have also told me, do not believe the whole idea that the Yankees have soured on Trevor Story. They told me, all 3 of them said, they think that is the shortstop the Yankees actually land, Trevor Story. Because, again, I don't like to get into the estimations of money and all that. I just never really liked that stuff of guessing that. But it's very much expected that Story's going to get a lot less than Seager or Correa. So the Yankees' mindset there could be, maybe we can upgrade center field with a Marte. Maybe we can upgrade first base. Maybe we can do some different things with saving a little bit of money or not going as crazy as we expected, but really putting extra production into the batting order. That's not necessarily trade driven, which you got your play with that also afterwards. But I've heard that from 3 different people. And these are 3 good people. These are 3 people that know their shit, that have been right many times before. So we'll see what happens. But again, the other people I talked to seem to fall in line with your Rosenthals and those guys that said they fully expect the Yankees to go to possibly payrolls 260, 70, 80, maybe even 90. So, everybody I talked to personally to on DMs, they ask me, oh, Pete, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? I tell everybody the same thing. There's a ton of conflicting stuff out there right now. There's a ton of it. I can give you what I think could happen, but there's a ton of conflicting things out there right now. What that just tells me is that the Yankees have their hands all over the place right now. They're trying to figure out what would be the best fit. They're trying to figure out how the offseason goes. If Brian Cashman is really doing his job, guys, that's the way to go about it right now. There's a lot of changes that need to be made in this club. And if you're just focusing hard on 1 or 2 guys, it's not usually what GMs do anyway, but he needs to have his cards on the table. And he also needs to have a really good template with some really good ideas on it of twists and turns that can happen in this offseason. We know teams like Detroit are going to be, spending some money. We know Texas are going to be spending some money. So it really depends on how many guys, want to win or want the money more. And it's never going to be I don't think it'll ever be a gigantic gap of a difference. But, is it possible that Seager signs for under 300? Maybe. Correa, I don't see so as much. I think somebody's going to offer him that. Maybe not. Who knows? Story definitely is going to sign under 300. That we know. He might sign under 200 or probably will. I think most estimations have him signing under 200 million. So it depends. It depends. It's a very interesting time for the Yankees. I do know that there's definitely interest in Correa. We know that there's interest in Seager, and you don't got to take my word for that. Take the mainstream guys out there if you want to believe them. That's fine. And again, if you hear me saying don't count out Trevor Story, that is me telling you guys what I've been told. And there's not a lot of mainstream guys out there saying it. They're saying that they have soured on him. I'm hearing that is not necessarily true. So we'll see what happens on the market with Story. But I tell you what, depending on what else they do, I wouldn't mind Story too much. Very good defender, plays a lot, not usually out due to injury and things of that nature. If you guys, one of the stats I brought up earlier about Carlos Correa is, and this is not me, knocking him or saying don't go after him. A lot of Yankee fans, when they talk about Aaron Judge and an extension, they like to say, well, we don't know if that's the best idea because he's injury prone and he's this and he's that. Since 2017, Aaron Judge has played 45, I messed that up, didn't I? 45 more games than Carlos Correa has. Since 2017, once Judge became a regular, he has played 45 more games than Carlos Correa. So that's an interesting stat because you don't hear that much about Carlos Correa, that he's injured a lot and things of that nature. You don't really hear about that a lot. You do hear about it a bit with Corey Seager, But you don't hear much about Carlos Correa. But he's had his fair share over there. So, for the people saying that, the Yankee fans saying that specifically, hold your horses a little bit, guys. Hold your horses a little bit. So overall, guys, I wouldn't mind any one of those three. I'm just telling you, what I'm here to say is, don't count out a deal for Trevor Story. Don't be upset if the Yankees don't get one of those top two. There's a lot of ways this offseason could go. That's why it's so interesting. That's why you got so much conflicting reports out there. But I'll tell you what, don't be shocked when you hear that the Yankees have met with his agents, or there's been conversation there, or a rumor starts up. Trevor Story, the Yankees tried to trade for him. Remember, at the deadline, the Rockies played it horribly. We know that. They wanted too much from everybody. They end up not trading him at all. Just a horrible job by the Rockies. But the Yankees were one of the last remaining teams in there trying to get Trevor Story. So, and then they obviously turn to Anthony Rizzo and brings him over. So it'll be very interesting to see. Again, great options out there. Love the edge that Carlos Correa could bring to this club. I think it's very needed. And we know who Corey Seager is. We know the type of bat, what that would do to this Yankee lineup, and how much more dynamic it would make it. Any of these guys makes the Yankees offense better. One, we know that. The pros usually really outweigh the cons for all of these guys, in my opinion, especially upgrading what our shortstop has been. So that will be a major upgrade either way. So guys, again, in the comment section below, let me know what you think about all the news that I'm putting out there right now about Story. Just the idea overall, who you would want out of those three for right now: Correa, Seager, and Story. And then think about money too. Think of you being in the seat there. What you would do? Would it open up a chance for the Yankees if they got a guy like Trevor Story to maybe get Robbie Ray also, to maybe get Starlin Marte? Think about the things that can open up potential trades too. What it could do for the Yanks. So let me know again in the comments below. And if you guys have not subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Put the notifications on so you never miss an NYY News video. Again, guys, I am Pete Simonetti for the one, the only NYY News. I will talk to you guys again very, very soon. Thank you.